Okay, hi guys. Hello, hi. I am back, and I know that yesterday, I said I was going to be doing a nighttime routine, but scratch that because I'm going to be doing something different, something a little spooky, but something related with Christmas. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's cue the scary music, and let's jump right into it. Usually I love when people do little story times. This is a story on Reddit and it's called Our Christmas Tree's Up, and it's by I think I'm not sure honestly. So yeah. So just gonna read this and then I'll also link the story down below just in case you want to read it for yourself. So yeah. Cue the scary music. Okay. I know it's still too early. Technically, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. I hate rushing the season, so usually I don't even like the idea of it being up there the first day of December. But this year, we didn't really have a choice. Most people these days have artificial trees, but my family has always brought real trees this year. It's a pain to clean up the needles, but you can't just beat that nostalgic Christmas pine scent. And it's cool how there's no such thing as the perfect tree. Each one is unique and different in its own way. But the one we brought home last year was a little more unique than most. When my dad brought it inside, nothing really seemed weird about it at all. It's just your average live balsam fir tree, green needles, 6.5 feet, trunk sawed off, and ready to be put on display. No, it wasn't a little later that things... it wasn't until a little later that things started getting freaky. One of the secret tips of putting up a natural Christmas tree is to let it sit a few days before you decorate it. You gotta give it some time for the branches to spread out. My dad would always say, so it wasn't 4 days after we put our new tree in its stand that we gathered around as a family to add the decorations. That's when we noticed the growths. On every other branch tree hung these small lumps, for lack of a better word. They were brown and dry, and none of them really had any defining features, but they were all unique shapes. I looked at my dad, our household Christmas tree expert, but he looked just as creeped out as I was. It was pretty freaky, but we went ahead and strung up our decorations anyway. I shuddered every time my hand accidentally brushed one. Over time, the growths started changing shape. We all had our own ideas of what they were. My mom thought maybe they were an odd kind of fruit. My dad thought they were deformities in the wood of the branches. And I thought maybe some parasitic insect had infested the tree, which meant none of us were prepared when we noticed that the largest growth was starting to look exactly like a tiny rib bone. It's funny how when faced with something terrible, we can pick and choose what we want to see. It sounds crazy to say now, but even though our Christmas tree was growing weird bone-like protrusions, we all just sort of chose not to talk about it. For the whole month, we pretended that everything was fine and that our tree wasn't sprouting random bones. Maybe we thought that if we didn't bring attention to it, they'd go away and we'd be left with a normal tree. We couldn't ignore it forever, though. Each growth started to grow into some kind of macabre skeleton part. And by Christmas Day, none of us wanted to go anywhere near. I could never bring myself to really look at it, but every now and then I would catch glimpses of it in my peripheral vision. Part of a skull here, a vertebrae there. They were distinctly bone-shaped, but none were human. From my quick glances, I easily noticed bird beaks and possum skulls. What looked like human finger bones at first glance could have been the spine of a rat or mouse. The breaking point was when some of the growths started to fuse together. The fusions were no longer shaped like animal bones, but they weren't quite human either. They had a warped alien quality to them. The growths were evolving, and it was past time to get the tree out of our home. On Christmas Day, we gathered around the horrifying tree and fully looked at it for the first time. It was a mess of bones, tree branches, and our pitiful attempt at decorations. With a decisive breath, my mom bent to the floor to take it out of the tree stand. She upped and jumped back like she had been burned. Oh my God, Eric, it's the floor," she stammered, frozen in shock. My dad quickly stooped down to take a look. "Oh," he said. His eyes looked at the base of the trunk. I thought he'd freeze there like Mom did, but he got to his feet and ran to the garage. I couldn't stand it anymore. I crouched to the floor to take a look. I'll make it short. The tree had grown into the floor. The wood had engulfed the plastic tree stand and rooted itself straight into the floor of our house. There weren't any roots, just floor and tree trunk, fused together as if they always had been. I was too shocked to move. My dad ran back into the room with an axe from the garage. I just barely got myself up and pulled away in time before he started swinging. When the first blow connected to the base of the trunk, an agonizing wail filled the air. I felt more than I heard it, the vibrations overpowering me, almost making it seem like it was coming from within me. I covered my ears and collapsed to my knees in time to see a warped growth from the middle of the tree. Spine, femur, pelvis, lash out and smack my dad across the room. The last thing I saw before I blacked out was the tree shivering in pain or reference. I'm still not sure as the sound of rattling bones filled the air. So our tree is already... Okay, bones fill the air. Okay. So our tree is already up this year since we were never able to take it down from last year. For a whole year... for a whole year, it's been in our living room and we've just had to pretend it isn't. We made up lies and excuses so no guests will come over. My mom and I have become masters of DIY home improvement. So we haven't had to call any repairman. My dad hasn't even been anywhere near that side of the house since he got out of the hospital. The tree's still attached to the floor, but I feel like it's rooted deeper than that. I feel like the roots go past the floor, down through the foundation of the house and deep into the soil beneath. In the beginning, it rooted in the top layer among dead rats, possums, and birds, but since the roots have gone much deeper, so deep that the newer evolved growths are from something old, something accident, something from far before our time. It's connected to something we're not supposed to see, and it's awakening in our house. It's been pretty quiet for the past few months, but with the holidays rolling back around, it started to act up again, which is why I'm posting this, to maybe get some help before it's too late. So far, it's just been bones, but this morning I saw an eyeball. Dang. Okay. Let's turn this music off. Let's talk about this and really think about what I just read to you. This girl. So basically, they bought a Christmas tree. They let it sit for a little bit, let it chill, because her dad told her that it's better to let the tree sit in for a little bit to stretch out. And so they did. And then the tree started growing all kinds of things on it. And then the tree rooted itself into the floor and, manifested into their house. And now it's growing all kinds of body parts and, being human, I don't know. So, yeah. I decided I would share this with you guys because I saw it and I just really wanted to share it. And it's about Christmas, and Christmas time is coming up. So I thought maybe, why not tell you guys a creepy Christmas story? Because, like I said, why not? But yeah, I'll link the story down below so you can read it on your own. Because sometimes I do when I read stories on my own. I like to read stuff for my own. I don't know. I just do. So yeah. Thanks for watching. I know this is short, but it was just a little thing I wanted to do. Post something. Hope you guys enjoy. I hope it doesn't freak you out into not getting a Christmas tree. So yeah. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye. Oh yeah, and as always, I'll link my socials down below. So yeah, thank you. Don't forget to share this video with all your friends and family. And yeah, love you. Bye.